If you're like me, you like it when the camera interacts with mirrors. Mirrors are at the intersection of filmmaking and magic. Mirrors create simple optical effects. They create illusions on camera. Now, mirrors have a history in magic acts. And mirrors are common objects found in all kinds of households. And mirror gags show up in all kinds of movies, especially horror. Basically, as long as there have been reflective surfaces, there have been stories about it. In this video, we'll look at some popular mirror tropes, and then I'll tell you my favorites of each one. First up, the mirror freakout. It's exactly what it sounds like. A character is panicking while looking into a mirror. Sometimes it's as simple as a guy talking to himself.
You talking to me?
Or the mirror can reflect the panic and heighten the dramatic freakout. Like in Southland Tales when Sean William Scott's character is losing his grip on reality.
There's a delay in my reflection.
There's lots of great examples, but my favorite one is Evil Dead 2.
I don't think so.
Moving on to number 2, it's Mirror Maze. Charlie Chaplin brought the Mirror Maze to film in 1928 with his silent comedy, The Circus. Since then, we've seen so many mirror mazes. I love that it was parodied on Key and Peele, and then Jordan Peele included a mirror maze in his second film, Us. The mirror maze basically peaked with The Lady from Shanghai, directed by Orson Welles. Of course, Welles featured a great mirror scene in Citizen Kane, and this stupid mirror gag in the trailer for Citizen Kane.
Here comes Everett Sloan. Look out, Everett. Oops. Everett Sloan, ladies and gentlemen, he isn't necessarily a comedian.
And then there's the mirror maze in Watcher in the Woods. Not the best sequence, but a standout because it appeared in a G-rated Disney film. Yes, that mirror maze upset a generation of kids. It would be hard to pick a favorite because there are so many good ones, and also Lady from Shanghai is technically the best, but it's missing one thing: a guy in a gorilla suit. That's not the case with 1954's Gorilla at Large. Next, smash the mirror. Sometimes this is a symbolic act where a character overcomes a problem by destroying a mirror.
Do I smash the mirror? Do you hear a mirror? Do I smash the mirror?
Other times, no symbolism, just the Hulk smashing mirrors. My favorite example is from Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors, where Freddy appears in multiple mirrors after making a stupid pun, and Joey has to find his voice to save his friends. Also, you gotta love Kincaid's red shoes. Number 4, death by mirror. The Greek myth of Narcissus explores our obsession with seeing our own reflection and how dangerous that can be.
Remember what happened to Narcissus?
Nar who?
A mirror can also be a deadly weapon. So we get lots of people being killed by the mirror itself, in everything from The Legacy to Snow White, A Tale of Terror. But my favorite death by mirror is Black Swan.
Leave me alone!
This is a real art house indie film, but it's not above using mirror gags. The same way the film is about the duality of the Black Swan and the White Swan, this movie is balancing its nature of being an art house film with a grindhouse edge. That leads us to number 5, Monster in the Mirror. A concept that was immortalized by Sesame Street.
Just that monster in the mirror, he just might be you.
Horror movies really have fun putting bad things in the reflection.
Candyman. See?
There's even an episode of Amazing Stories directed by Martin Scorsese where a man is being hunted by a killer in the looking glass. I'm sure there's an interview somewhere where Martin Scorsese talks about being influenced by a great little 1945 Ealing Studios picture, Dead of Night.
There's nothing wrong with the mirror. I look in it often.
My favorite example is not a great mirror gag, but stick with it. A zombie-type guy shows up in a teenage girl's mirror in this movie, The Gate, and, it's okay. He eventually breaks through the mirror. It's still not that impressive. But then they throw a boombox at him, and watch what happens. Wow. If you've never seen The Gate, you just saw the best part. Number 6, the mirror reveals something about ourselves. Sometimes a mirror can reflect our own paranoid fears, like in this episode of The Twilight Zone.
A mirror that reflects the faces of my assassins.
Sometimes the mirror reveals our deepest desires. A mirror offers to restore some missing piece. My favorite example is a little bittersweet. It's from this scene in the movie Mask. Teenager Rocky Dennis has a rare bone disease, and when he looks into a funhouse mirror, he sees what he would look like without that disorder. Number 7, the mirror tells the truth. In these examples, the mirror is like the Hoffman lenses in They Live. The reflection breaks a hypnotic spell to show us what's really going on.
Look.
In Stephen King movies, mirrors can be used to tell men that they are not holding a woman, but a rotting corpse or an evil clown. My favorite example of this trope is in John Dies at the End.
There's still a guy in here with me, another cop.
No, there's not. Check the mirror.
I don't get it.
Though to be fair, that gag was stolen from 1931's Dracula.
I'm afraid it's quite serious. My dear, I'm sure Count Dracula will excuse you. You must go to your room, as Professor Van Helsing suggests.
Let's call it an homage. And finally, Through the Looking Glass.
Now we're through the looking glass here, people. White is black, and black is white.
Lewis Carroll explored this idea back in 1871 with Through the Looking Glass and What Alice Found There, a sequel to Alice in Wonderland. There's a whole mythology with a parallel world on the other side of the mirror. John Carpenter's Prince of Darkness is a low-budget, high-concept movie where the devil is going to enter our world through a portal. You guessed it, a mirror. 1950's Orpheus is Jean Cocteau's retelling of the Greek myth, where death can travel into people's homes through mirrors. It is a gorgeous film, so elegant throughout, and eventually the hero travels to the underworld by way of a bedroom mirror. Pretty sure that shot was stolen in the first Evil Dead. If I were writing a college application essay, I'd probably say that Orpheus is my favorite mirror movie. But I have the luxury of telling you the truth. My favorite Through the Looking Glass film is Poltergeist 3. From the opening credits, this movie is obsessed with reflection and duality. There's so much staring in the mirror, cracks in the mirror, monsters in the mirror, scary old man in the mirror. You probably remember the first Poltergeist had a terrifying mirror scene, and the second one hinted at more terror in the mirror.
You're a pest, you know that?
I mean, it even had Carol Ann reading Alice in Wonderland.
So after Alice fell down the hole, why'd she drink from that bottle?
So it makes sense that the third installment goes through the looking glass.
Remember, less is more.
It's non-stop mirror gags, and this one is my favorite.
Callahan? Callahan? Come to me, Caroline. Don't be frightened. Don't be afraid, sweetie. Come to us. Caroline.
Caroline, come here.
No!
Could watch that all day. So those are my favorites. I want to know what your favorite mirror gags are. You can tell me in the comments. Also, be sure to like this video, subscribe to Atomic Abe, and check out some of our other videos about pop culture tropes, like 3 ways to make a shark movie. Thanks for watching.